Yep. Hold on. Shoot, I ain't turn the microphone on. Hold up. Give me 1 second. Is it on? Is it on? Is it on? Ah, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm trying to do it this way. Maybe the chat will be better. They told me I should do it this way, so let's do it this way. Let's get in here, take a seat. We gotta speak. Do not crucify me for being late. Sorry I had to make y'all wait. All right, let's talk about it. First, I want to make sure y'all can hear me clearly. Can y'all hear me clearly? Give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me clearly? I don't really like this way, but we're gonna do today. Super Bowl Sunday. We're gonna try something new. Can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me clearly? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me clearly? Need to know before I go forward. Make sure everything is right. Make sure the mic is right. Mm. Okay. Connor Davis, yo, that what's going on? Uh, shout out to all of y'all. All right, so we're gonna get straight to it. It's crazy because I wanted to initially go live and just go on a crazy rant, but then I started to think about it, and I didn't want to go with my emotions on this live. Now, I'm not saying the title is correct. We definitely need Hasson Reddick. You got to understand Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie, Nick Sirianni. You got to understand that this is your best player on defense, and it's not close. Love what Slay brings to the table. Love what Fletcher Cox brings to the table. Love all that. Who even know if Fletcher Cox going to be here? For some reason, it seemed like that he's going to Pittsburgh. I don't know where that came from, but I would not make a video about that because it is not solidified, and that's not what we do on this channel. But there are some rumblings. So sometimes a lot of times when there's smoke, there's fire. So we're gonna leave that there. So you got a situation to where though Hasson Reddick is your best defensive player on the field and is not even close. Love what Josh Sweat bring to the table. I understand that you drafted Nolan Smith, and yes, I do think probably even next year, hopefully Hasson Reddick doesn't get a trade, and hopefully next year, Jalen Carter will be the best player in your defense. I do think that if Fletcher Cox does go to another situation, I do think that you're going to see a lot more snaps from him. We got to understand that he didn't get a majority amount of snaps because of, I guess, him being a young guy and the defensive tackle, and you paid Fletcher Cox $10 million, so you want to make sure that he gets his whatever. All right, cool. But right now, Hasson Reddick is that guy. And to me, the major concern is that you got to find a way to pay him. But the major concern to me is look at the pass rusher roster. Look at the pass rusher roster. And when you look at it and you really, really break it down, if Hasson Reddick leaves, this is who you have. You have Nolan Smith. You have who was it? Patrick Johnson. You have Brandon Graham, but he's a free agent. Who even knows if he's going to come back? We would love him to come back, but who knows if he's going to come back? And then you got Josh Sweat. So for real, if Hasson Reddick leaves right now, who is signed to the contract as pass rushers? It's only two. Three. It's Nolan Smith, Patrick Johnson, and Josh Sweat. Love Josh Sweat. You all know how I feel about Josh Sweat. I thought when we drafted him, I said, and I'm going to stand on it because I was right, that he is better than Derek Barnett. And he showed and proved that. He got paid before Derek Barnett. Derek Barnett never got paid, but then he went over to, I can't remember who he went to, and it looked like he was born over there. The issue that I have with letting the guy in Hasson Reddick go or letting him seek a trade, whatever the case may be, is that we just seen the bullcrap shambles that went on with the defensive coordinators. And I said coordinators with an S. That was one of the problems right there. So you have Sean Desai and you had Matt Patricia not putting these guys in the best opportunities to win a game or to win at their advantage points. And I think, no, I don't think, I know a guy in Vic Fangio's system, the defensive line coach that they just got, who I think is going to make these guys flourish. If you got Hasson Reddick in that, this defensive line is going to be unstoppable. It's so crazy how, and it was me too. It was me too. We thought that it could not get worse when Jonathan Gannon was there. Me personally, I was more pissed off at the Super Bowl situation that he didn't take accountability for not making adjustments. I was mad about that. But we grinded him up all year. We grinded him up all year. We thought that it wasn't going to get worse. And what did it do? It got 10 times worse. It got horrible. As much as we grinded Jonathan Gannon up, and I do think most of it is because of the playmakers that was on the defensive line, but you still led the league in sacks. You still almost broke the NFL record for sacks a season. And now this year sacks, we was in the low 20s. Getting Vic Fangio is going to change everything. And for it to change everything, you need to find a way. You got to, hold on, let me turn my hat back so y'all can really hear me. I need y'all to hear me clearly on this one. Getting Hasson Reddick signed is going to be a major piece because I understand that, yes, he's supposed to get 20 million, whatever the case may be, but he has been underpaid since he's been with the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, if you let him go, it's going to be $20 million in dead cap. Howie Roseman ain't having that. That's not going to happen. But maybe it was some negotiations. I don't know. Maybe it was some, not negotiations, but it was some conversations about he wants to get paid more. And I totally understand it because since he's been here, he's been the best player on the defense. We got to remember what he did in the playoffs. We got to remember what he did. He was our closer. Brandon Graham used to be that guy, but he was our closer and has been our closer really since he's been here. You seen what he did in the NFC Championship. You seen what he did not in the Super Bowl, but the game before that against the Giants. So we gotta understand the talent that that is Hasson Reddick. Appreciate all of y'all for being in here. Make sure y'all hit the like button for your boy. Appreciate it. We gotta understand that. We really, really, really do. And I had to. This is why it kind of took me some time to go live. I didn't go instantly live once I heard the news. I made a tweet about it, and it definitely hurt to hear this news. But what I'm gonna say is the only way Howie Roseman can make this seem like it was justified is if you go get a Patrick Queen or you go get one of these dominant linebackers. Because we understand, first of all, Devontae Smith, he got to get paid. Just made a video about that yesterday. Make sure y'all go check that out too. Just made a video about that yesterday, right? He definitely got to get paid. So he got to get paid. And to me, if you get a linebacker, because once again, Vic Fangio, his scheme definitely concerns to have a great linebacker. And I don't think that we have that. I talked about Hasson Reddick yesterday. Who knows what Shaq Leonard really got? Because we wasn't really able to see that. But man, it's definitely frustrating. And I know everybody probably in this chat is frustrated. I know it. I know it. I understand it. I get it. because I am too. And I'm not on say and go too far in saying the Eagles are plummeting, because to me, every move that the Eagles made this offseason, and it has not been none except for coaching, but it seemed like every coach, everything that they are doing, having Nick Sirianni come out publicly and say that he's not going to try to control the defense, the offense. He's going to be the head coordinator. I mean, he's going to be the head coach, and that's that. He's going to be the CEO. He's going to overlook everything and make sure everything is good. But this is your station. See, when you own a business, you got the CEO, right? You got the founder, the co-founder, you got the CEO, you got the CFO, and you have um, branch managers, and you let the branch managers handle the branches. That's why they're called branch managers, because they're supposed to manage the branch, right? To me, Nick Sirianni is saying, I'm the CEO, right? Um, Obviously Jeffrey Lurie is the owner. The CFO is Howie Roseman. We're going to do our jobs, but we're going to bring in some seasoned veteran guys, and they have been doing that. Bringing in Kellen Moore, bringing in Vic Fangio, letting Kellen Moore bring in his guy, letting what's my man name Vic Fangio bring in his guys. So to me, that is all right. But this right here is like, what are you doing? Howie Roseman, what are you thinking? Now, one thing I can say about Howie, he plays chess, not checkers. So this move, if this is going to be a move, he might got something in the back, in the background, and it's a reason why. Who knows? But losing Hasson Reddick is going to hurt no matter what. It is. Double digit sacks for the last, 5 years on 3 different teams? Nobody does that. Nobody has done that. Come on now. Come on now. Is definitely an amazing, immaculate talent. He is one of the, not one of, he is the most underrated pass rusher in the game. Everybody talks about TJ Watt. Respectfully, I get it. Defensive player of the year, 20 sacks and all that. Everybody talks about Micah Parsons. Everybody talks about, what's another guy that everybody talks about? Myles Garrett. Everybody talks about these guys, but once again, these guys are being used the way that they need to be used. How come we don't see Hasson Reddick going all over the field? How come we don't see him in the middle of the field? How come we don't see Hasson Reddick on the left, on the right? How come we, you know what we do? What we seen last year, we seen him in pass coverage. What the? I want to smack my camera so bad. I've been chilling, y'all. I ain't been smacking my camera. You know what? Had to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's a Sean Desai and Matt Patricia. Having Hasson Reddick in coverage is atrocious. I don't care if it's once or twice a game. It shouldn't happen. Every time he needs to be pressuring the quarterback. And now look at it. Now look at it. He probably not happy. He probably not happy. And it might not just be the money situation. It might be the fact of the matter is I'm not being used right. All these other guys are getting so much attention. All these other guys are getting the accolades and they're getting everything that they're supposed to be getting. Hasson Reddick is not. There should be no reason why Hasson Reddick name shouldn't be mentioned, because when you listen to these broad medias and you listen to the ESPNs and all that kind of stuff, right? They talk about the guys that I just named. They talk about the TJ Watts. They talk about the Myles Garrett. They talk about what's my man played in that played for Dallas, Micah Parsons. They talk about all those guys, but they don't talk about Hasson Reddick, and a lot of that is because of the scheme. Once again, they talk about these guys because they're all over the field. They're all over the damn field. But yet and still, Hasson Reddick doesn't. They line him on one side, Go get the pass rusher. Is no type of scheme to get him open, knowing how pause, but how flexible he is, how skinny he can get to get to the quarterback, how fast he is, how powerful he is. You're not using his best attributes. And maybe that's what he wants. But I'm gonna say it like this to Hasson Reddick. Do you want to get paid or do you want to win a Super Bowl? Because we was just there last year. And he definitely was a big part of that. Obviously. Knocking out Brock Purdy, um, getting after the quarterbacks for the New York Giants. Just couldn't get the job done in the Super Bowl. And a lot of that to me was the scheme in the field. We're going to, the field has something to do with it. We ain't going to sit here and try to fraud. It has something to do with it. But yet and still, he wasn't used the proper way, in my opinion. So I'm going to say this. You definitely have a opportunity to try to keep him. Now, they already said that he can go and seek a trade. But that doesn't mean that Howard Roseman has to say, yep, I'll accept that trade. He doesn't have to. You can still make the man happy. You can still try to pay him. But I do understand this is a business. See, us as, even media, YouTube media, we get emotional, we get attached to players, and we say this and we say that. But we cannot forget that this is a business. So if the business at hand is not correct with the business maker, they're not going to do it. That's just the facts. But what I am going to say, sometimes special talent oversees all that. Sometimes it's like, yo, I wouldn't do this for this player, but this player right here, we gonna have to bend a corner on that. We gonna have to we're gonna try to finagle and figure it out. Hasson Reddick is one of them kind of players. He is, because wherever he goes, he's going to shine. Because he has been when he's with the Cardinals, shine. Everywhere he goes, he shines. So obviously, it ain't the scheme of him just shining. I think that he could have been used better with the Philadelphia Eagles. But I'm gonna say this: everywhere you go, he shines. And to me, that's not the scheme. That is a generational talent, and he is. So I do definitely want to keep that. I do have some issues with, and somebody, somebody just commented and said it. Nolan Smith is ready. Okay. If you feel that way, who was that? Hold on. JG Cart 26 said, great video. I don't know if Nolan Smith ready. Oh, you say you don't know. I'm sorry. I had to read that. That's my fault. That's what I get for not reading. All right. I agree with that. I don't know. But we do know what Hasson Reddick brings to the damn table. We do understand what Hasson Reddick brings to the table. Make sure you hit the like button for your boy. Close out the chat. Hit the like. Put the chat back. Oh yeah, and also the link to the description for the Philly Fresh Yodat merch, the DeAndre Swiss shirts is in the description. It's the link is there. Make sure y'all go cop up. Appreciate all of y'all for copping up. Y'all do y'all thing. All right. Back to the situation at hand. I said this earlier, and I do, like I said, it took me a while to actually come on this live, because of the fact of the matter is I did had to think as a businessman, because I am a business owner of multiple businesses. So I get it. Sometimes you gotta figure out things, even though it's going to hurt somebody that is an employee or a manager or whatever the case may be. And in this case, it's also sometimes it's going to be the fans. It's going to be us. But what I am going to say is, to me, the only way that you can make this right, if it does happen, if he does get traded, is if you get a Patrick Queen. If you get one of those linebackers that we like, damn, that's what we talk about. We've been asking for this for years. We have not had a dominant linebacker since really Jordan Hicks. But Jordan Hicks wasn't dominant like he was with with the Cardinals that 1 year. But still, Howie Roseman doesn't find a way to get dominant linebackers. And maybe he think that that's not what it is. It's a defensive line. It's the offensive line. But now you let the defensive lineman seek a trade. I don't know when that ever happened. When has Howie Roseman ever let a defensive lineman seek a trade? So to me, it got to be deeper than what is being put on. It got to be Hasson Reddick ain't freaking happy. Either he ain't happy or he want to get paid. Or it could be both. And I understand. I definitely understand him wanting to get paid because he deserves it. He deserves it. And I done came on here and shout out to LB. Me and her talked about it, and he been underpaid. We said that from the rip, and we understood that. But we also thought that Howie Roseman understood that, and he was going to put something to the side. You know how sometimes you put something to the side for a rainy day, especially if you're a hustler. If you a hustler, you understand things is going to happen. You understand, damn, I might take a loss here. I might go to jail. I might do this. I might do that. So I got to put something to the side for a rainy day. It's a rainy day right now. The skies is clear in Philadelphia, but it's a rainy day. So to me, you got to understand. Howie Roseman, I get where you're coming from with this situation, but you got to make a way to keep this guy. Only way you can make it right is by getting one of these guys, these dominant linebackers. And to me, Patrick Queen is at the top of the list. If you can't get him, I don't see no type of I don't see it. If you trade him for a draft pick and then you go get Jeremiah Trotter Jr., ooh, now we talking. But once again, this is not a proven guy in the NFL. Patrick Queen is a proven guy in the NFL. But if you go get Trotter, it's like, okay, cool. But right now, this is looking horrible for the Philadelphia Eagles. Coming off of such a disappointing season, going out like how you went out, and I know for a fact, this ain't just me speculating. I know for a fact the respect that Hasson Reddick gets in that damn locker room. You hear Brandon Graham talk about it. You hear Nolan Smith talk about it. You hear Josh Sweat talk about it. He is the leader of those guys, even though Brandon Graham is the vocal leader. But the guy that puts on the helmet and makes the plays and says, yo, I'm going to make this play. That's him. That's Hasson Reddick. So you're not just losing a guy with stats. You're not just losing a guy that gets after the quarterback. You're not just losing a guy that makes plays in the backfield. You are losing a guy in the locker room also. And that's ridiculous. To me, you can't let that happen, Howie Roseman. You already let him seek a trade. Once again, you do not have to abide by the trade. You can go to the calculator and calculate the calculation of the calculator. And just go ahead and find a way to sign him. Can you? Can you? Because to me, when you look at it, you are absolutely right to do what's best for the team. But I don't think this is best for the team. I don't, especially right now. Now, who knows what Howie Roseman is going to do, whatever draft picks he gets, because we all know he's a draft pick guru and all that kind of stuff. Everything got to revolve around draft picks. Don't want to give up draft picks. Got to have the draft picks unless it's a generational talent like AJ Brown. You give up a first and all that kind of stuff. But still, you don't know who is who when you draft them. You don't know who is who when you draft them. So you have to find a way, Howie Roseman, Mr. Howie Roseman. You got to find a way to keep Hasson Reddick. I mean, let me hear from y'all. Am I right? Am I wrong? Y'all want Hasson Reddick here? How y'all feel? Because to me, he got to stay. He got to stay. And I told y'all the only way that I would be cool, not really cool, I still would be hurt, but the only way I think that it'd be a chance is if you get Patrick Queen. That's the only way to me. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. Hold on, y'all. I gotta take a water break. Water break. Water break. I don't know what's going on in my chat, y'all. So if y'all comment, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But I did speak my piece, trying to get y'all to tell me how y'all feel. Probably gonna be getting out of here. Gotta get back to work. That's what I do. I work all day. Oh yeah, yeah. Let's talk about the Super Bowl real fast. Talk about Super Bowl real fast because it is Super Bowl Sunday, and to me it's so messed up that we got to talk about these kind of things about the Philadelphia Eagles on Super Bowl Sunday. But I know most of us don't really even give a damn about Super Bowl because we felt as though we were supposed to be there, and we should have been there. We should have been there, but you ain't even make it close. You ain't make it close. So to me, once again, I got to go with the better quarterback. I do think Brock Purdy is he's a guy. He's definitely a guy. He's a guy that's going to stay. He's a guy that the 49ers are going to pay. I do think once they pay him, he takes a dip. I'm not hating. I'm just saying because I seen him in a Detroit game. He was bad. He was bad in the Detroit game. Detroit, I don't know what the hell they was thinking, but they won. Can't take that away from him. He's in the Super Bowl, and he going to get paid just to make it to Super Bowl. We just seen Jalen Hurts get paid for making it to Super Bowl. So I do got it being a low scoring game. I I think, man, I think it's gonna be like 21-17. Or it could be like 21-14. I'm going with Kansas City. I think Mahomes makes the plays that need to be made. I don't think that Kadarius Toney needs to play Mr. Drop a lot. And that's not hating on him. It just is what it is. I think he got more drops in the season than anybody else in the league. But then you seen what they did against Baltimore, no drop passes. But then, they said that Tony was hurt. Then he comes out and say, "No, I'm not hurt. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go." But the offense looked better without him, even though they didn't score a lot of points, but it wasn't no drop passes. So I'm going to say I wouldn't play Tony. If I did, he would probably be the third or fourth option. But I do think that Patrick Mahomes is going to find a way to win, just like he did last year. Shout out to him. It definitely hurt. I think the Philadelphia Eagles definitely gave them that game, and so the refs did help. They did. But you got a guy in Patrick Mahomes that's chasing Tom Brady. So shout out to Kansas City. Shout out to Andy Reid. Everything they got going on. I am a little biased. Not going to lie to you. I am a little biased because I do not like the 49ers. I have not liked the 49ers since they got rid of Jerry Rice. I don't like them. And another fact of why I don't like them is because you got these players still worried about us. You know what I mean? It's so funny. You got Hargrave coming out and saying, "Oh, their practice is soft." First of all, that was last year. We got a whole new defense coordinator, and maybe he is right because of how everything went. Maybe I don't know, but you wasn't here this year, so you don't know exactly how practices go. But it is what it is. So you got Hasson Reddick coming. I mean, I said Hasson Reddick. I'm sorry. What's my man name? Jordan Hargrave. You got Hargrave coming out and saying what he's saying about the Philadelphia Eagles. Then you still got Debo Samuel still saying this and saying that. Then you got Nick Bosa coming out and saying, the Philadelphia Eagles, they set us up and they was doing building a bridge or I don't know. Like I don't it's just weird to me. It's weird to me how y'all in the Super Bowl. We're not. After we beat y'all last year, and went to the Super Bowl, y'all names wasn't in our mouth at all. Y'all name, we spoke nothing about y'all. The players spoke nothing about y'all. They said nothing about y'all. It's on to the next. Stop focusing on us, because that's going to be one of the reasons that you lose. I do got Christian McCaffrey having a big game. Shout out to Bet US. I do got Christian McCaffrey scoring the first touchdown. That's my bet. I got Christian McCaffrey scoring the first touchdown. I got Kansas City. I got Kansas City winning the coin toss, but deferring, and that's why I got Christian McCaffrey scoring the first touchdown. But I do have them losing 14-21. Y'all already know, man. Stay Philly, stay fresh. We talked about, if y'all just getting in here, we talked about the Hasson Reddick situation. You know what I mean? How I feel. And I don't think Nolan Smith is ready. I would not get rid of him. But as a businessman, I do understand it. But the only way that you can make it right is if you get a guy in Patrick Queen. And you also definitely have to get another edge rusher, obviously, because you only have, if you get rid of Hasson Reddick, you only got 3. Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham. I'm only saying 3 because I don't know what Brandon Graham is going to do. So it'll be 4 with Brandon Graham. So you got Josh Sweat, Nolan Smith, and Patrick Johnson. And I'm pretty sure most people I'm talking to right now don't even know who the hell Patrick Johnson is. That's a problem. So you don't have really any edge rushers. So I don't understand why you would get rid of your best defensive player, but it is what it is. Y'all already know, man. Stay Philly, stay fresh. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out, and make sure you go to the description. That is where the Philly Fresh, shout out to Print Champ, this live is brought to you by them. You already know. Stay Philly, stay fresh, y'all. Yo, that.